This is a bit complicated. I'm a stepmom to 5 wonderful kids. I became their stepmom when the oldest was 9. I adopted all of them but one, and that's Nick, now 39 male. He never wanted me to be his mom, which is fine. When he turned 18, he made it very clear he didn't care about me. I wasn't invited to his wedding, any holidays, and so on, if he was hosting. My last straw was when he told me he would come to the Christmas I was hosting if I left. So we are very low contact. Along with that, he's blown up every sibling relationship. He has 2 girls now and he called me up. This was a surprise, and we started talking. After a while, he complained about not getting help raising his kids. He asked me to watch them on Sunday and step up as a grandparent. I told him the village didn't exist to raise his kids because he burned that village down. He called me a jerk and hung up. My husband is iffy about the situation, but told me it's my call since I would be the one to watch the kids most of the time, since he travels often for work. So am I the idiot for telling my son that the village you wanted doesn't exist since you burned it to the ground? Edit. Husband has a low contact also, but it's due to different reasons. Nick trashed his hunting cabin and refused to pay for the damages. Nick's mom said she was out and basically gave up her parental rights. I've never talked to her, and I don't think the youngest kids have even talked to her. Not the idiot. You're not his mother. His words. Why would you help him? Plus, he would only come to the Christmas you were hosting if you left. What kind of twisted logic is that? He's lucky you even talked to him at all. He's mistreated you. I wouldn't help him either. For years, he's made it very clear that you mean nothing to him. Right? So, Nick trashed your husband's hunting cabin and refused to pay. He's made his feelings about you very clear, and he's tortured his relationships with his siblings. Is that all correct? Nick is just a miserable SOB, and now that he needs your help, you're supposed to fulfill the role of the parent to which he spent years trying to stop you? Tell him to screw off. Agreed. Nick has no problem having no contact or telling OP to kick rocks until Nick needs something. Basically, OP is the solution to his own problem, not a human being that he crapped on for years, destroyed his own relationships, and is now reaping what he sowed. OP, please prioritize yourself and those in your life who care about you. Sorry, but your husband is an idiot too. Nick doesn't have to love you or consider you family, but he should be civil to his father's wife. Your husband should have demanded long ago that his son show you a modicum of respect. Now Nick realizes he messed up and is angling only for free childcare. Wish him well, but do not extend yourself for him in any form or fashion. So I, 28 female, recently got the opportunity to purchase a house that's been in the family for quite a while, 80 plus years. I've stayed in the home with my parents rent-free for nearly my entire life. I occasionally contribute to groceries, dinners, and household chores and yard work, but they've never charged me rent despite my offering. I work in public education and don't make great money, so it's been very helpful to save money. I've started the purchase process and have locked in an interest rate and have nearly everything ready. The closing date is set for a month from now. I've asked my parents not to say anything to my sister, 26, until I close and start to move, because we don't get along well, and I don't want to deal with the fallout that I believe will come. She's also been living at home, but instead of saving money, she spends quite a bit. 2 new cars within 3 years, large tattoos, vacations, etc. She has a large storage unit filled with stuff she claims she's bought for when she buys a house. I don't care how she spends her money, but she makes significantly more than me and has wiped most of her savings out by living like this. Instead of waiting like I asked, they went ahead and told her. They claimed it was too difficult to keep it a secret and that she knew something was going on. Now she's basically throwing a tantrum, saying that it isn't fair that I get to buy a house and she doesn't, claiming that they never helped her with anything, etc. Every time she sees me, she's angry and starts a fight. I told them this was going to happen, and they claimed that they couldn't have known or didn't think she was going to act like this. I feel like I'm rightfully upset about this, but they say I'm acting like a child and need to just get over it. Am I the idiot? Edit. I'm not getting any kind of monetary discount on the house. I got the first offering because the relative selling it asked me first, and I said yes. I'm only getting the washer and dryer and snowblower they're leaving behind. My sister has been shown the house by my parents, now that she knows. I found this out about an hour ago, and she's commented on how ugly she thinks it is and that she hates it. She claims she wouldn't have wanted it anyway, but is still very angry about it all. Not the idiot, but I bet your sister will try to move in with you and your parents will back her up. Don't even let her visit overnight, because then she'll refuse to leave. Nobody gets keys. Be sure to change all the locks, since it's a family house, and get cameras. Congratulations. Point out to your sister that you aren't doing anything to stop her from buying a house. She needs to go to her credit union or bank and get pre-qualified for a mortgage. They'll tell her what they're willing to lend her. Then she should start looking. Something tells me they won't lend her much, if at all, if she's that bad with her money. That should shut her up. LOL, the sister will surely find a way to blame OP for not qualifying for a mortgage somehow. Lock everything down. Every time you think, oh, she won't do that. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. Your parents can't be trusted with anything, be it tangible or information. Don't trust them with keys, your realtor's name, the bank you're using, the moving company, nothing. Bratty little McWitchface is now in, oh yeah, mode, and will likely try to get back at you for what she sees as a slight, because it's all about her. I have 2 daughters and a son. When they were younger, my wife and I realized that I spent more time with the boy and she spent more time with the girls. So we made father-daughter dates for me, and she does son-mom dates. They're all adults now, but we still do these dates, but they're just less often. So my 2 daughters and I will have tea house. The youngest picked it, and we catch up. Now my oldest son got married to Sue. She's a nice girl, and I see her at holidays and other events. I got a call from Sue asking about times for tea. I was confused and asked what she was talking about. She explained the daughter-father date, and she's my daughter-in-law. I told her this was just a thing between me and my daughters. She repeated that she was my daughter-in-law. This went on for a few times until I told her that she wasn't my kid and that she's not invited. She hung up, and now I'm getting calls from my oldest, my son, her husband, for being a jerk and not welcoming her into the family. However, my wife laughed when I told her and basically said that daughter-in-law was ridiculous. Am I the idiot for telling my daughter-in-law that she isn't my kid and she isn't invited to a daughter's lunch? Not the idiot. She and your eldest are obviously hard of understanding. This is a simple premise. You have a tea date with your daughters. I'm not sure what either of them are missing in that. She is not your daughter. Does your wife still have mom-son dates? Perhaps she could explain it to your eldest. Agreed. There's a difference between keeping something between you and your daughters and not welcoming her to the family. Those dates were set up so you could spend time with your kids, not her. There's no reason that she should be going. I'm not sure if it's entitlement or what, but I never expected my father-in-law to treat me the same as his actual daughter. You are the idiot. Go ahead and stick to your guns, but don't be surprised when it impacts the relationship with your son, daughter-in-law, and any future grandkids over the long term. I'm the daughter-in-law who's never been treated as an equal. I've been with my husband for 26 years, had 3 kids with him, invited his family over for every holiday and milestone event for years, and welcomed them into our home and our lives to the best of my ability. But I still don't qualify as real family, so I stopped trying. My husband's family doesn't see our kids nearly as often as my own parents do anymore, because I decided I wouldn't make an effort for people who always kept me on the outside looking in. And my husband isn't going to make the effort, so now they're the ones kept at arm's length. If you're cool with that, then you do you. Just don't be surprised, angry, or hurt when your dismissive attitude towards your daughter-in-law comes back to bite you. Good luck with any future grandkids from your not daughter. Update. I had a conversation with my son, and he's the one who mentioned it to his wife. I explained what happened, and he told me he heard from Sue after she calmed down. He called me a jerk since she was crying, and he thought I flipped out on her. I also talked to Sue, and she gave an apology, and I apologized for being harsh. She heard about it from my son and thought it would be a nice way to get closer to my daughters. I explained the tradition and she told me she understood from the first call. She panicked since I told her no, so she kept repeating it. She told me she was quite embarrassed and asked if she was still invited to the family dinner coming up. She is. She wants a closer relationship with my daughters, since she's the only girl in her family. I told her that that's a conversation with them, and trying to force herself into traditions won't help that. I suggested she invite them out to a winery or something. My daughter is 24 and living on her own. She has a job that supports her well, but she lives beyond her means. I've told her so many times to cut back, and even offered to help make a budgeting plan. Every time she tells me she knows what she's doing. I got a call from her, and she's $3,000 in credit card debt and was panicking since she didn't have enough to make the minimum payment. She asked me to lend her the money to bail her out. I told her I wanted to see her transactions on her credit card. I was going to help her if she was making essential purchases. She wasn't. It mainly consisted of Amazon shopping, eating out, and clothing stores. I told her I would not bail her out of that debt since she was living beyond her means. I also brought up that she was planning a vacation that she couldn't afford. Instead, I told her that I would help her make a budget and it would suck for a few months, but we could probably fix her debt. She got angry with me, which started an argument. I won't bail her out, and she thinks I'm a huge jerk. I told her it was her fault for living outside of her means, and a few sandwiches would drastically cut down on what she spent. Am I the idiot for telling my daughter I'm not bailing her out with her credit card debt? You are the idiot. What did you teach your kid about budgeting and money management when she was a kid and a brand new adult? If you send your kids off into the world without thoroughly grounding them in a solid fiscal sense, you can't be surprised when they don't just magically develop it. My mom spends all her money until the last penny, so she can't teach me responsible spending. Somehow I managed to learn to save without an adult teaching me, and I'm sure others can too, if they want to. It's not rocket science, just self-control. OP's not the idiot. Agreed. Apparently your daughter needs to learn the hard way that it is imperative to be more responsible with her money. In the long run, it will be good if she does, although she'll have some big problems before she gets there. She is an adult but is still acting like a teenager. Credit card debt is a major trap for some people, as you pointed out to her. You offered to help her budget, and she apparently thinks you'll still bail her out, but I urge you not to, unless she actually cancels the account and cuts up the card. Sometimes a credit card is as bad as a drug addiction. It might take her a while to get the message and make her believe it, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I see no reason to bail her out, now or later. She messed around and will find out. My son got married young. He went off to college for a semester and by Christmas got married. He dropped that bomb at Christmas. Anyways, she's 21, is staying here with my son for 2 months since their apartment is getting fixed because of a water break. At first it was fine, but we're 17 days into this, and it's awful. She tried to help and she sucked at it. Her help just causes a ton more work for me. For example, she wanted to clean the bathroom. She used an abrasive sponge and now the mirror's messed up. She mopped when I went to work, used boiling water and harsh chemicals, and lifted the stain in some areas of the wood. I didn't even know you could do that. I told her if she wanted to clean so much, just put things away. Well, a few days ago, she cleaned the living room and removed every cross. That seriously made me angry, but I reiterated to keep things in their rooms, unless it's obviously in the wrong place. She told me they didn't match the room, so she put them in a box in the shed. Today I came home and she reorganized the whole kitchen. She moved all the pots and utensils and my table got moved. I told her she needed to put everything back and asked why she thought that was a good idea. She told me she didn't like it, so she fixed it. We got into an argument over it, where I called her a nuisance and told her to stop touching my crap. She ended up crying, and now my son is on my butt. Am I the idiot for telling my daughter-in-law she's a nuisance? Edit. She broke my vacuum, didn't pick up a big object, and it ate a sock. Hubby's trying to fix that. She left an iron on a shirt, and it almost caught fire, then just left it there. She drowned my garden. The cactus stood no chance, and my bonsai tree is now messed up. I really hope that it doesn't die. That took forever to grow. You know how it happens in movies. The laundry machine overflows with bubbles. She did that. She put dish soap in it. I think that's it for the past 2 weeks. Wait. So she took the crosses down off the wall, boxed them up, and decided to put them in a shed? My friend, no. Just no. Your son met a girl, this witch, at college? Are you sure this is not deliberate? Is she using your reactions for some psychology study? Despite my having my opinions about religion, if I'm in someone else's space, it's someone else's space. Like, for real. I'm so frustrated on your behalf. I hope the repair goes swiftly on their apartment. Then when your son and daughter-in-law move back, you should go over there and mess with their decorations and kitchen layout. OP, you're not the idiot. Calling her a nuisance is kindness. What the heck? You don't go into someone else's house and move stuff around because you don't like the way it is. Boundaries, people, boundaries. When I read stories like this, I'm still like, who the heck raised these people? Honestly, just kick them both out. I know that's your boy, but honestly, she is staying in your home for 2 months, temporarily. There's no need for her to reorganize anything to her liking or to fix it. But more importantly, she should have asked you if it was okay to do this. You're doing both of them a favor by harboring them during an emergency. That doesn't give either of them the right to try and change how you live just because they don't like it. If they don't like it so much, find alternative accommodation. I would insist she pay for the damage she's caused, mirror and floor, and the vacuum, and the bonsai, and the cactus, and. Oof! OP has far more patience than I could ever possess. Update. I talked to my son and they'll be paying for all the damage. I talked to her and told her to explain. She had one chance and asked why I shouldn't kick her out. Well, according to son and her, she's off her medication. My new condition for her staying is she gets back on it, and if she believes it's not the right fit, go to the doctor. She left after screaming a bit, but I don't think she's coming back. My son is unsure if she'll be back.